Hello and welcome to the Ero F5 Season 7 France Grand Prix. Not much activity in the first minute as drivers pay respects for the issues going on in the Ukraine at the moment. So we see Isfod on his outlap. We'll follow him round while we explain a little bit about the track. As you can see, long DRS zone in France on the back straight, as Isfod just comes up to now. So the DRS detection point has just gone through, and that's the where he can deploy it. It's all the way down the back straight to the hard braking zone of the chicane. Another DRS detection point, ready for the oh no, sorry, that's a speed trap, my bad, for the fastest place on the circuit. So tips for pole. Stevie has had pole every single race so far, and we're in round 5 now of this season. So he's the one to beat. He'll be hoping for a slightly better race than last week, as in the last lap it all went wrong. But yeah, hopefully bounce back from that problem last week. So right on board with Isfod then, as he goes for his first flying lap around the Port Ricard circuit. Tough to get the balance right on this corner, as he goes fairly cautious for his banker lap. Doesn't really push the limits too much on the exit either. Didn't quite hit the apex of turn 2. You can cut that corner quite a lot and stay really tight for a better entry into this corner here, as he just passes the sector 1 line 22.7. Yeah, he can really open up the DRS full speed as he comes down to the heaviest braking point on the track and the nice chicane. We'll certainly see some nice overtaking in the race coming up, I'm sure. So as he heads towards the end of sector 2, let's see what time he can do. 50.7, fairly cautious I think this banker lap from Isfod. So he goes around the flat out right-hander. It's very easy to lose the car there, especially with a little bit of contact. Difficult to keep it out of the wall. Going into sector 3 then, the most technical part of the circuit. Really quite a wide line, doesn't get near that apex, it can spin you if you do. Comes to the penultimate corner. Again, doesn't quite keep it as tight as perhaps he wants to. Hits the apex nicely on the final corner, and it's a straight run to the finish line. As Lee Webb's already set a lap at 131 dead, I'm sure that one will be beaten. As this spot also does a 131 dead, very, very close. There's been some sort of yellow flag. Sector 1, I'm not sure whether that's just cars going slowly, as Nestic goes and invalidates his first lap. Okay, so who's coming around? Villeneuve looking to finish the lap strongly. The Ferraris have been good all year, leading the constructors by quite a distance. So we might see the time stumble here, but Geodude's just put in a 130.4. Can Villeneuve get close to that? Not really. It's a 131 dead, very close in those few people. There's a little bit of a pile up in sector 1, sector 2, sorry. So who's starting the flying lap? Here we go, Toya style, AlphaTauri, very cautious into turn 2. Let's see what he can do. Down to the first sector, not set a lap yet. I think he's going pretty slowly. He's not even going full throttle, so we'll come off him and go on to Stevie, finishing the lap. What can he do? And it's a 130.2, and he puts it into pole position. It's not really that much of a surprise if you've been following F5 this season. Like I say, he has had pole every single race. Very impressive achievement. I'm not sure whether there was I don't think there was a spin there. I think he was just letting cars by. So yeah, fair enough. as people go into the pits already. Tyre wear is a bit of a problem at France, so I might see quite a few people just doing the one flying lap, and yeah, a nice slow in lap from Villeneuve, as you can see, and he'll be going into the pits, I'm sure. So Vinales just about setting a quicker lap time this lap on the mediums. Probably wants to start on those medium tyres. As I say, tyre wear may be an issue. You can probably just about stretch the soft mediums, but it's very ambitious. It's either that a two-stop or soft hard. Maybe people want to start on the mediums and try the medium soft, or indeed medium hard, of course. Vinales not looking too quick through this sector, but could be mistaken, because I think he goes into the pit lane. Yeah, so he was on an in lap. Let's try and find someone on a valid lap. I think Aichi's just starting. No, he's just finishing a lap. As he crosses the line of 131.1. Yeah, doing 2 laps on those tyres. So he'll be struggling in the race if he's in the top 10. So he may be going for another lap. Let's see what his sector 1 time is. I'll be surprised after 2 laps old, but you never know. 2 tenths down, probably not going to improve on that. Verova not on the lap either. Maverick's invalidated. He may go again, so we might ride on board for this one. Or not, as they all pit. Fantastic stuff. Toy style pushing on a valid lap. As there's a car slow in front of him on sector 3. Should be easily out of the way. I think it goes into the pits now by the time it gets to the final corner. A little bit of a lock-up. I'm not sure what assist Toy Star is using. Looks like he's locking up, so he's probably gone for the less assists and yeah, more realistic view. He's gone for a 132.8, which currently puts him P11. There's some 3 laps on those tyres, so he'll be either hoping to start outside the top 10 or set a quicker lap in the future. So Nestek on his out lap, we'll watch him for the whole lap. Yeah, he's got pretty good pace in qualifying. Not really shown that in the races so far. Yeah, it's had decent races, but not quite as good as his qualifying pace. Where I think he's been probably qualified P2 a couple of times, and sort of certainly within the top 4 or 5 consistently. As he starts his flying lap. His first lap on the soft tyres, so he should get a reasonable improvement. I think the softs are a little bit, probably about 5 tenths quicker than the mediums from memory on one flying lap. Please correct me if that's wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 5 tenths, but we'll see. So Nestek going through sector 1, he should improve. I've not seen any mistakes. So it's 8 tenths up. On his first lap, which was of course on the mediums, as he sets a purple sector 1, so we could see a really good lap here as he goes down the back straight. Like I say, very good qualifying driver. If you manage to keep it on the track and not invalidate, we'll see a good time here for sure. Goes through the sector 2 line. Where's the time? 1.3 seconds quicker. That's pretty substantial. Yeah, we'll see if he can keep it nice and tidy through this fairly tricky corner. Go nice and wide, and then probably get on the power about now. And yeah, he can probably push a little bit harder through that corner, but yeah, it's tough to keep it together at the end of the lap. Staying a little bit away from that curve because it can get a bit difficult. There's traffic ahead, which might cause him a headache or a little bit of a distraction. Hopefully, gets on with his lap and gets out of the way. Takes it fairly tidy. Nicely clips that apex, and it's a run for the line, and we'll see what the time can be. Can he challenge Stevie for pole position for the first time this season? He can. He's gone for a 1:30 dead, which is a very good time and 2 tenths quicker than what Stevie's managed so far. So yeah, very impressive. Stevie will see that in the pits, and yeah, not be very happy about it, I'm sure. So only one Mercedes driver today. The other Mercedes driver is serving a race ban for some pretty shocking driving in the previous race, it's got to be said. Yeah, collisions everywhere, far too many collisions, racked up 35 seconds worth of penalties. And yeah, that's a race ban, so he's currently on 9 penalty points, is Dave, Aichi's teammate. And yeah, one more and he gets a ban for the season, so hopefully when he comes back next week he'll be a little bit cleaner and cautious going into the race, I'm sure. So we'll stay on the Mercedes, we'll see what he can do. On his outlap, of course, fresh tyres, already set at 1:31.1. Middle of the pack at the moment. Oh no, he's lost it. It was very easy to do at that corner. Yeah, a little bit too much curb. I mean that's questionable rejoin. Yeah, I'm not sure who was it. One of the Alpines, was it Isfod? I think yeah, it was Isfod. He probably distracted a little bit there, but he has improved in sector 1. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely unsafe rejoin, but I'm not sure about the quality. I think it's just penalty points. They can consult the rule book. So this one's slowing down, so he's obviously not very happy. A Geodude who's currently P3 is going to go on. I probably cut that corner. That's invalidation. Aichi just about finishes sector 2. Currently 15 seconds down, so I don't think he's pushing that hard. Oh, he has invalidated, of course. My bad. So Shade Mabs and the Maverick not set a time yet. I'm not sure if these have been out of the pits. I'm not sure if they've got an issue. Stevie certainly will want to be setting a time, but he's invalidated too. Isfod still goes into the pits. Yeah, there we go. Lee Webb invalidated, another in the garage. Yeah, okay. So Verova then is on a lap. Probably one of a little bit, yeah, back end stepped out a bit. He's lost a bit of time in sector 1. He's gone very wide at this corner. Very surprised that's not an invalidation, but we'll see. I think he lost quite a bit of time there though. So we'll see when it comes to sector 2 to see if his time is worse than last lap. As he approaches the chicane, heavy braking zone all over the brakes, up, down. Yeah, I don't know if he's on control. It looks probably like he is, looking at the inputs put in there. As he goes through sector 2 and he's 8/10 down, so he won't be improving. Lee Webb also invalidated. Stevie crawling into the pit lane, not managed to improve on that set of tyres. Yeah, probably fueled just for the one flying lap, and yeah, couldn't make it work. We were disappointed not to be on pole, like I say, every single race so far, so a little bit of improvement to do. As Lee Webb goes for a lap. Now we're right on board for turn 1 and 2 to show how tricky it is with the balance moving from left to right. It takes the apex quite nicely there. Yeah, runs almost perfect line through that corner. Probably could have carried a little bit more speed. Does he cut this corner nicely? No, I think he probably invalidated before then, but certainly looked like he cut that anyway. So Villeneuve on an outlap. I don't think there's many drivers on a flying lap. Yeah, either on outlaps or otherwise. So we'll follow Ferrari. Potential to improve, I'd say. He's not normally this far behind his teammates, so yeah, I'm sure he'll be hoping to get a little bit closer. Nice and steady outlap, as you can see, saving those tyres for the race. We'll see how he approaches turn 1. Does he approach it with aggression, or does he go for a controlled start to the lap? It's probably a little bit wide, a little bit of lift through there. Yeah, he wants to set a valid lap time. How cautious is he here? Pretty good line, nice and tight through that corner. Coming up to the end of sector 1. Is he up? I think I can't even see because the yeah, that's annoying. Oh well, we'll see in sector 2. Really heavy braking zone here. It's a nice chicane, yeah, sweeps over that curve very nicely. Onto the next little mini straight. Might see a few overtakes into this next corner, but certainly a bit more risky. It's slightly up his Villeneuve, so he'll be wanting a really strong last sector. Yeah, flat out through that corner. How much speed does he take into this one? Nice and gentle braking. Can he, his squad maybe put him off a little bit, but not getting in his way. But certainly a distraction. Nice and tight through that corner. Let's see if it's lost him any time. Stays right and sweeps into the penultimate corner. Yeah, he'll be disappointed. I think he's not close to that apex. Yeah, kisses that apex very nicely. And does he improve? Yeah, pretty good improvement, very good improvement, all in that last sector, I think. Yeah, 130.6, and he goes to P4 in the standings. I'm very pleased with that indeed. So Stevie starts his flying lap. Tip for pole position. Well, it says he's invalidated. Did he cut the corner at the final corner? Well, that will be very... yeah, I think he's probably cut the corner at the final corner, which is... yeah, retired from session, so... he'll be very disappointed with that one. Not quite sure what happened there, but... yeah, okay. So Aichi goes purple in sector 2. We'll stay on board with this one. This is, yeah, quite a big surprise actually if he can knock it off pole. Yeah, keeps together through that corner. Very easy to spin and lose the car there as the time runs out. So this will be the last lap of the session for all these people. Very controlled through there. Always missed the final apex. It doesn't run too wide as he goes to the line. Can he improve? Yes, does improve by 3/10. Only takes him up to P7. There's something's happening over here. I mean, what's this? Had a bit of a spin and yeah, staying out of everyone's way quite wisely. Invalidation there. So Shade Mabs did set a lap in the end. Is he still pushing? It says he's not finished yet, so we'll stay with Shade Mabs, probably the last person on the track to set a lap, if he is still pushing, of course. Let's see what his sector 2 time is. It doesn't look like it's going to be anywhere near it should be, so no, 15 seconds. Not even close. Nestek, I think, it's probably run out of fuel judging on that pace, so bit of a strange end to the qualifying session. Saitsi, yes, has invalidated, so that's probably the standings then. So a Geodude managed to also get in the mix, and Stevie qualifying P3. This sets up for a really interesting race, with the two Ferraris not quite being as dominant in quali as they have been previously. And Nestek, another great qualifying session by him, and a Geodude managed to put it on P2 ahead of Stevie, and yeah, quite surprised at that one. Yeah, great stuff. Not sure everyone still keeps going round. Surely the session's going to end soon. I mean, well, we've got a minute until it definitely ends, but yeah, we'll just watch a few cars go around the track, why not? I mean, I don't think anyone's controlling this here, but yeah, there you go, Villeneuve gets by. So, oh, here we go, we finished the session. Well done, Codemasters. So really close at the top, between Nestek and a Geodude. You see a few drivers again putting the Ukrainian flag on as a mark of respect for what's going on in Eastern Europe at the moment. Yeah, so good performance by Nestek. Geodude will be happy too. Two Ferraris probably a little bit disappointed. Big gap from Stevie to Villeneuve and the rest of the grid, so these three might run away with it, and yeah, we'll see if Villeneuve can hang on to the back in the DRS zone for the rest of the race. So of course, top 10 have to start on those soft tyres, and anyone else can start on whatever tyre they choose. They may go to the mediums. It's probably the most likely thing to do. This track is not very good for tyres, as I think I've already mentioned, so we'll see what they decide to do with strategy. It's an interesting one. So here we go then for the formation lap around France. Nestek leads the way. First time he has been leading formation lap this year, of course. Stevie leading all the others. So see if he takes it steady or decides to get on with it. Looks like he's taking a nice steady drive round. A little bit of tyre warming going through the field. So Boyman had his debut in F5 last week. What is Rover doing? Not quite sure what's happened there. Yeah, massive corner cut on the formation lap, but whatever. Yeah, so as I was saying, Boyman made his debut last week. I think he crashed out, so unfortunate way to start the career in F5. He'll be hoping for a better one this week for sure. Toya Stahl in the AlphaTauri is currently bottom of the constructors' standings. We'll be hoping for a good result as well. Not with his teammate, of course, this week. So yeah, he's on his own. We'll see if he can get some points. Only 15 drivers today, of course, due to various reasons. Like I say, one of them Mercedes banned for horrendous driving last week, and all season, to be fair. So hopefully it does improve going forward. A bit of a gap forming in the train here. Maichi not really staying very close to Villeneuve, but then there's been a few position changes which probably just confused things. Certainly confused me anyway. Yeah. So the Maverick, I don't think he set a lap time in qualifying. I'm not really sure why. Maybe he wants to start at the back and avoid all the carnage. Hopefully there is no carnage, but you never know. Turn 1 especially tricky. Well, at the best of times, to be fair. Never mind with 14 other cars around you. There's Nestek comes to the grid and parks up in front of pole position. Yeah, big gap to the back. So we're waiting a little while for these guys. Everyone else's tyres going cold as these guys start. So probably should look at the tyres. So yeah, everyone on the mediums, apart from P11, apart from the Maverick who started on the hard tyres. So it's lights out and the way they go, and Nestek leads the way. It's got a reasonable start, and we'll see Stevie trying to get a bit of a run on a Geodude. Will he send it up the inside? He does a little bit. There's a bit of a back out there. Stevie tries to keep around the outside. Will he make a move into turn 2? Nestek got away very, very well there. Yeah, nothing really doing around there at the moment, as there's been a spin. As Lee Webb spins on the opening lap, and he'll be hoping for a safety car to get him back into the race, I think. So Nestek leads the way. No DRS in the first few laps, of course. Forever managed to make a position up on Isfod. Obviously got a poor exit, we'll watch him because the Red Bull of Sackboy behind is looking like he can get through on the outside. Will he send it around the outside? He has done. Yeah, gets a good exit too. So behind Isfod really struggling there as Boyman does go by fairly easily. Yeah, Isfod won't be happy with that start at all. It's not gone at all well. As we get close to the front, the Geodude behind Nestek, keeping within reasonable distance, and Stevie getting really, really close to the back of a Geodude there. You see the pit stop strategy suggesting a 2-stop. Like I say, I think the 1-stop is plausible. Soft mediums. We'll see. So Villeneuve about to make a move on Aichi no. Aichi got a great start, of course, moving up three positions. But we're very, very pleased with that one. As the grid has stretched out a little bit now. With obviously Lee Webb spin and Toy Style maybe had a moment as well, dropping back. So closing all the time, probably not the place to dive bomb. Wait until you've got DRS and do it next lap, would be my advice. As Boyman gets past Sackboy, they're fighting side by side. As yeah, Sackboy probably yields there and it's Boyman through. No contact that I could see, so reasonably decent move as Isfod is trying it on the inside of Saitsi. Quite a dangerous, fast-paced corner. Oh no, that was not. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what to say about that one, to be honest. Seems like the Red Bull may have cut across a little bit. And Isfod's got a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits, which, yeah, he'll probably serve 5 in the pits, but I think the other 5 can probably get removed, because I'm not sure he gained an advantage from being spun off the track and going there. But as the two Red Bulls fight, and Sackboy goes through, but Saitsi trying to get the switch back on him. Appears to have done that successfully. Shade Mabs is looking interested as well. Will he send it up the inside? No, he's not going to do that. As Toy Star goes for Isfod, as for Pitts has probably got damage after that. Yeah, questionable contact there. Could be a report coming in for that one. Difficult to see without the onboards, but he may have closed the door when obviously there was a car alongside him. We will see after the race. Look forward to looking at it. So there's a bit of weaving on the straight, but nothing too serious that I can see there. As a Geodude is going to send it down the inside, and yeah, makes the move stick. Will Nestek have the run on him up to the next corner? It doesn't look like it. I think a Geodude's got the job done. Very strong in the race last week. Had disconnection issues, but still managed to finish big 4, I believe. So yeah, very strong from him. So certainly got pace and. Yeah, looking for his first win this season. Maybe first win of all time, I'm not sure. It might be a debutant this season. So Stevie not making the progress he'd like to. He wants to win every race, of course. He's not done that this season. He has been on the podium every single race. As Aichi seemingly jumps everyone, but he's just gone into the pits. So it's just where the timing lines is, so let's not worry about that one. Villeneuve dropping back, as I said, those 3 might get away a little bit. As we'll see what tyre Aichi goes on. He's going on to the mediums, which is almost a nailed-on 2-stop. I'm not sure you can do a 1-stop on the mediums from here. So, yeah, a little bit of different strategies going on here. I think some will go for the 2-stop, and some probably try and stretch it out for the 1-stop on these softs. We'll see how long they actually go. Isfod miles behind after that. Unfortunate incident. We'll see if Nestek's making a ground on Geodude. Yeah, catching all the time. Is probably not going to catch enough to do that. Geodude moves over a little bit to defend. A bit half-hearted, didn't really need to. No real battles as we go down the grid. Shade Mab's fairly close to Sack Boy. Will he have a run? He's got a good exit if he can keep the throttle planted. He's using all his ERS. He's gaining on Sack Boy. Will stay with this. Will he send it up the inside? It's probably a little bit too far back to do that yet. Very cautious and sensible. Sack Boy takes a very interesting line through that corner. He obviously saw a chicane that we didn't. Either that or his connection issues, of course, could be doing a disservice, so apologies for that. Yep, so still at the front, these three in a nice little train of their own. They'll be happy. Maybe strategy comes into play as Boyman pits 3 laps in. Has he got damage? I'm not sure, but no, 5 laps in. So Stevie wanted to make progress, got more ERS than everyone. A Geodude obviously having to use ERS to defend by on this long straight, which is you're a sitting duck, to be honest. If there's DRS behind you, I think Nestek will probably have the job done here if he decides to use ERS. He's not, he's saving it. Will Stevie use ERS? No, they're all in conservation mode. I think if one of them had used it there, they may have got by, but they're all just happy to sit behind each other. These three are putting a significant gap onto Villeneuve. Is doing his best to keep up, because the Rover gets past this. Does he? No, he doesn't. I think Finral's going backwards. Is disconnected, of course. Finral's disconnected. So that's why the move looked so easy. Shade Mabs gets past Sack Boy. Apologies for missing that one. Again, a slightly interesting line through that corner, but. I think Shade Maps was the quicker car, and he's probably going to scoot away into the distance now, and it'll be difficult for Sack Boy to keep up. There's quite a few people are getting penalties. Not the same few people as Geodude pits, so he's pitting early. He's almost certainly going for the 2-stop, which we'll see if that's the correct decision later on in the race. And that gives Stevie perhaps the incentive to start burning through his ERS, although Nestek's got quite a lot of ERS as well, of course, staying behind a Geodude for that long. And we'll see if Stevie decides this is the moment he wants to get by and try and make that gap. Not using ERS yet, does he? Oh, he is. He's going for it, so he's probably run a little bit wide there. Oh, he's got a penalty. Yeah, absolutely definite warning. So he's certainly be wanting to get out in front now. So Nestek not using any ERS, happy for Stevie to go by and perhaps pull him along, especially with that penalty. So Nestek probably happy just to sit behind and save his ERS for a while. See what the penalties are like. Stevie, gets that penalty, which he'll be very disappointed with, as most of the other drivers remaining clean. Apart from Mistbod, who's unfortunately got 18 seconds worth of penalties, 10 of which was for that really unfair exceeding track limits thing when he was spun, 5 potentially for speeding the pit lane, and 3 for the actual track limits penalties. As I thought Nestek may be pitting there, but no, he stays out. Sensible thing to do is he can just stay in Stevie's DRS, and I think he's just trying to stay behind him. He's not using any ERS at all. Stevie defending a little bit. It's probably best just to sit behind in this position and see what's going on. Aichi and the Maverick changing places. They're going side by side around the penultimate corner. Aichi's gone very wide. Can Maverick get a bit of a switch back on him going into the final corner? Toya style also going slowly ahead. Might present opportunities. Aichi got a little bit excited on the exit there. I don't think Maverick's going to send it here. Would be. Oh, he has done. Oh my word! I'm not sure that was a sensible thing to do, and probably gets just desserts for spinning there. Sent it to the inside when there really wasn't space to do so. As Nestek not using ERS again, so he's quite happy to sit behind Stevie. Like I said, sensible. Stevie's got a penalty. Much less ERS is having to defend. As Villeneuve, they just get further and further away. It's heartbreaking to see when a driver just can't keep up with the pack ahead. I mean, they're helping each other out by dragging each other along with DRS. Villeneuve doesn't have that luxury. It's a shame he's in a world of his own a little bit. If the intervals worked properly, I'd tell you exactly how far he was behind, but as you can see on the track, on the mini-map, he's yeah, in a world of his own at the moment. Just got to keep driving and see what happens. Villeneuve does pit, lap 7. He maybe still going for the one stop, or maybe stretching for the 2. We'll see what tyres he puts on. He's going for the medium tyres by the looks of it, so yeah, it'll be a tough one stop from here, but not impossible. Not impossible, and we've not had a safety car yet, of course, which is a nice surprise, I'd say, a nice surprise. I'd say it's because of clean driving. There's been a couple of moves that have been a bit questionable, but no one crashed, fortunately, on this pretty wide track with a lot of runoff. So Nestec dropping back a little bit. You know, you might want to certainly close that gap along here. Stevie not worried. I mean, he's gone very wide there. Probably got a warning. As the intervals finally come back, I can actually see what's going on in the race. So Villeneuve, fresher tyres, probably be looking to get past Verova here, who I don't believe has pitted yet. No, he has pitted, my apologies, as Villeneuve does get by fairly easily, as Verova, yeah, not got much batteries all over the back of him, and he might try and move back down the inside onto the corner of death, as I like to call it. He'd stick a nose up the inside of there and very, very easily get someone spinning round. But yeah, certainly not close enough to do that time. So yeah, Stevie and Nestec both pit on lap 8. Again, could be stretching out for the one stop, or you never know, might be going for the 2. So in theory, they should come out behind a Geodude and possibly Aichi, because they would have got the undercut on them. So we'll see actually where they come out. Villeneuve might have made some progress on them, but he was probably 3 or 4 seconds behind. So maybe he'll come out in front of Aichi. If you watch the track map, this might be a bit easier for the Mercedes. Yeah, so the next car along is Toya Style. Will he get past? He's certainly going to cause problems for Nestec. He needs to get out of the way there. Oh well, that's oh dear me, that was a bit yeah, a bit something. I don't know what. Stevie's gained a lot through there. A little bit of a collision between Nestec and Toya Style. Yeah, pit exit's a bit weird. So it can sometimes happen. So as I say, Geodude Aichi get a nice undercut on these cars, but they are on a little bit older tyres. So are they too stopping? Maybe. As a Geodude sends it down the inside of Sackboy, and Sackboy tries to cut the corner in order to get the position back and fails. As a Geodude wanted to put as much distance as possible between Stevie and himself, especially if a Geodude is doing the 2-stop. I think Stevie probably will go for the 1-stop, as will Nestec and possibly Villeneuve. Villeneuve gained a lot, just so the undercut's very, very powerful around here. And obviously Nestec had that problem as he came out of the pits with Toya Style. Villeneuve will want to stick within the DRS and be dragged along by Nestec for as long as possible. A few comments in the chat about are they trying the soft medium strategy. I mean, I think it looks that way. I think the tyre wear is going to be huge, but I think it is possible. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Safety car, you know, changes everything. I think everyone has pitted now, probably apart from Saitsi and Shade Mabs, who currently lead the way. So the Maverick, he hasn't pitted actually either. Did have that spin, of course, which is probably his own fault. On the hard tyres, that was definitely his own fault. Probably frustrated about how the race is going. To be honest, not one of his better races. Those hard tyres are horrendous though. I really hate hard tyres with a passion. I have really hot tyres now, but he's got a long straight to cool them off. He'll be praying for a safety car. Always worth staying out and you know, seeing what's going to happen. They're only 10 laps into this 27 lap race, so yeah, fair play to him to stay out. And yeah, if there's a safety car now, pits onto the mediums and probably goes to the end and yeah, it's caught right back up to the back of the pack. So let's see what happens. That's his only hope, really. So Villeneuve still sticking with Nestek just about in his DRS, I believe. Yep, there he is. He just get it. As Stevie coming to the back of Aichi and be wanting to pass quickly, but Aichi goes down the inside of Sackboy. Quite a nice nice move, and Sackboy bins it, trying to... well, he doesn't bin it, he spins a little bit, trying to get the position back, and loses a lot of places. That's one less car for these guys to get through. So, Aichi won't have DRS. Stevie will. Stevie got much more ERS than Aichi as well. The Mavericks DNF'd in the pit, so he didn't want to stay out and hope for a safety car. They may regret that if there's a safety car, but experience tells you that Stevie makes a very, very easy pass on Aichi. Stevie, of course, yeah, won't like that straight last season. Yeah, he was on track for wins. It would have been probably a pretty easy win, and yeah, he goes past someone on a straight and has a bit of contact and ended up in the wall, losing his front wing. Very unfortunate. He'll be having certainly nightmares and giving people a lot of space down that straight, I'm sure, just to mitigate the possibility of having a repeat this year. Apologies to Stevie for reminding him of that again. It's pretty cool, really, but you know, that's just what I'm like. So Geodude on site, see, should be fairly easy. Fresher tyres, yeah, he gets past him. That's a strange noise. As yeah, see, will he be annoyed and try and send it down the inside in a really reckless move? I don't think so. As Geodude still powers away, and yeah, still wanting to bridge that gap to Stevie, and Stevie's not really slowing down, it has to be said. He's just carrying on as he approaches the back of Shade Maps now. Again, still hasn't pitted, but remains clean in the race. Very, very impressive. Do like to see drivers not getting penalties. There's not too many drivers with penalties here yet. I mean, we are already 12 laps in, of course, so there is time. Well, Stevie wants to clear Shade Maps and Sightsee pretty quickly. You know, these guys haven't pitted and will be on slower tyres, of course. So yeah, certainly closes the gap. Not much room for overtakes during Sector 3, but yeah, certainly either into Turn 1 or might wait for the back straight to have a safer pass on Shade Maps. We'll see. Oh, Shade Maps pits anyway, so that... oh, he does, oh, does he? Ooh, wow. Not so much what Shade Maps are doing there. Well, answers on a postcard. Was that a pit lane entry gutting? Topic, big topic at the moment in the Ero. I'm not sure. I'd have to rewind the stream and I've missed the action, so I'm not going to do that. If someone could do that and comment in chat, that would be fantastic. Got a feeling we went very wide and yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll watch it later. I'm probably being harsh. So Nestek close to Aichi. Will he make the move? Probably not. A bit far back. Not even got DRS, so unlikely. Boyman, yeah, not really closing with Sackboy as well. It's something for people's ERS. Yeah, a few people saving nicely. Nestek, Villeneuve struggling, trying to keep up with Nestek, using quite a lot. Nestek will want to pass Aichi quickly to keep reasonably close to Stevie. It's not completely got away from him yet, but Stevie having a good performance, of course, to take advantage of that little pit exit collision with Nestek and Toya Style, and Stevie just breaks the DRS and just keeps going. And we'll be hunting down Geodude in good time. So Nestek on Aichi, probably not going to go for the move here. Into turn 1 is quite risky, and doesn't happen unless the car in front gets a fairly poor exit, I'd say. Yeah, lifts off. He was closing quickly, but lifts off sensibly to try at a different time. Definitely got the pace on Aichi, so we'll stick with this one. It won't be sending it round in here because they want DRS for the back straight. It's almost guaranteed. This will be helping Villeneuve behind. You can see him in the distance. Nestek's held up a little bit, trying to get past. Oh my word! What on earth? Well, that is incredible. That's surely a safety car, and yes, it is. Nestek. Well, we saw it live, folks, and that was such a. It reminded me of Lando Norris in Spa, many spins, but yeah, I mean, he wants to overtake Aichi. Yeah, got too quick on the power. I'm just watching it back now, or trying to. Yeah, so here we go. You obviously can't see this, but yeah, let's see what happens. So yeah, just gets on the power really quick. Maybe a little bit too much steering angle, and goes straight into that wall at absolute high speed. I mean, medical car certainly deployed if there was one, of course, and that's very unfortunate for Nestek. That's a really bad one. He was probably on track for certainly challenging the race win, or certainly a podium, definitely. So that's disappointment for the McLaren driver. As we see a lot of people diving into the pits. I missed what happened with Villeneuve there. He seemed to stop on track, but missed it, to be honest. So everyone puts probably the mediums on, I'd say. Yeah, Stevie puts the mediums on. Villeneuve going to get held up, is he? Let's see. He's probably going to get held up a little bit. Very painful. This is not nice at all. So yeah, they won't be ready with his tyres because Stevie's been in the pits. Not too bad, actually. So probably won't lose 2 more positions there. As that's worked out wonderfully for a Geodude, really. Has got a penalty now. Speeding in the pit lane. Yep, almost overtakes the safety car, but almost crashes into the safety car, in fact. So that's a close one. So speed in the pit lane. Dear. Or a collision, of course, I've missed. So we'll see. Yeah, that will be disappointing. That will be disappointing if he pits again. He serves it, can't get removed anyway. Speeding in the pit lane, you generally can't get removed. It's pretty black or white. If it's a dodgy collision on the safety car, potentially. Yeah, I'd be really disappointed with that. As Aichi in P3. So Aichi's gains by staying out as a shade maps. A lot of people going onto hard tyres. Maybe they had to. But I personally would have gone on the mediums here if I had free choice. Again, a lot of people with penalties now, so things certainly change very quickly in France. Didn't really think it was a track for track limits, but obviously it is. So that's changed the race then. There's no strategy involved now. It's these tyres to the end, wherever we are down the field. Probably if I missed VOD, I'd pit again just to get them fresh tyres and lose 1 position to Toy Style. Someone's gone. Oh no! For God's sake! I mean, I don't quite know what happened there. I saw. I thought someone went through one of those P0 boards. To be honest, there was so much carbon fibre that came up, and I thought it was polystyrene. Yeah, as Saitse's obviously had a massive impact into the back of Aichi, and lost his front wing as a result. So no idea what happened there. Whether there was excessive braking for the Mercedes or just no caution at all from the Red Bull. So he'll be pitting for a new front wing and probably put the mediums on if it's got any sense. I mean, this is technically that's cutting the crossing the white line, I think, but I'll seek counsel with the stewards as well. But I think he's got damage enough, in fairness. What a shame. Shade Mab pits as well for a new set of mediums. Probably a sensible choice. Well, collisions everywhere. I don't like to see collisions behind a safety car, very easily avoidable. Happens too much. The drivers get warned about it every single week and they still manage to crash into cars that are going at snail's pace, but you know, that's F1. Wow. So where are we in the order? Who's likely to cause a collision in the safety car period? I mean, these guys look pretty close ahead. I mean, Boyman and Sackboy. Let's stay with Boyman. He looks like the prime suspect to smash into the back of the Red Bull. Seems to be getting quite close to Sackboy, so we'll stay on board with him for the time being. Yeah, they're keeping it fairly clean. So pretty much everyone stopped twice apart from Sackboy, who's only stopped once. But he is only on one lap on medium, so it's worked out quite well for him for the safety car. So we go back to penalties. He does have 6 seconds worth of penalties now, so yeah. Safety car probably not going to be in this lap because Saitsi's just about. Oh, safety car is in this lap. Okay, so that's quite a late call. So we'll get to the back of Stevie and see if we can have a go on the Geodude in front. Let's see how will the Geodude approach this safety car. Safety car end. I don't know what's it called. Who knows? Race restart. Let's go for. So it's probably gone now. Yeah, what a nice wide line. He'll probably bolt now. Oh no, he doesn't. Yeah, he stays now until now, and we're getting very close to that safety car line, and away he goes. So here we go then. That will have caught some people out, I'm sure. That was people expect to go on the corner, but it's worked really well for Geodude as he stays ahead. Yeah, Sackboy quite close to Villeneuve, very very close to Boyman. Oh my word, he's taking the interesting line as there is a yellow flag behind. So over almost goes back into the back of Sackboy. He's really keen to get past here. Don't get too happy on the throttle. We've seen from Nest 8 what happens if you do. Yeah, it's a bit too far back here. Stevie not quite close enough to a Geodude. No real battles further down. Shademoss might be looking on Toya style. Is he going to send it down the inside? That would be quite the dive from there, but not impossible. Oh well. So as I say that, Saitsi's dived from even further back and managed to take Shademab. So Shademab will not take kindly to that at all, and he'll want to get back as soon as possible. Will he send one down the inside here? That would be very risky. Thinks better of it. Toya Star very slow in front on that flat out corner. Saitsi, we can see from this angle trying it down the inside. That will be very risky. Toya Style and Shademabs go very wide, and Saitsi's probably going to get the run on both of them around the outside, perhaps in the next corner. Oh, there's a bit of contact in front. Shademabs has caught up with it a little bit, and we'll go on board with Saitsi to see if he can get past Toya Style. He'll be very keen to get past this slow AlphaTauri at the moment. He's trying to send it down the inside. Toya Style going very wide, not really doing anything wrong. Saitsi gets a time penalty as he's battling with Toya Style, and Shademab's side by side now with the Red Bull, and Toya Style slow in front. This is going to be 3 wide at turn 1. This is going to be absolute carnage. What does Saitsi do? Does he back out of it? He probably does yield, and the Haas behind might be catching him as a result. That's good driving for both of them, but Saitsi comes back, and he's probably going to send it on the Alpine driver with the, oh, there's a little bit of contact there, and probably cuts the corner a little bit there. There's a big contact there. And the Alpine of Shademabs has a collision. I expect a report from one of those drivers there. Not quite sure what, again, maybe a racing incident, but certainly a bit of wheel banging going on as Boyman goes completely off the track and almost does a nest deck. Managed to avoid it, and we're missing crucial overtakes at the front here. I do apologise, but that battle was not one to be missed. So Sackboy looks close again to Verova seems to be a magnet for incidents today. It can happen sometimes, not always your fault, but let's see. Verova gets a bit out of shape, that'll like, so Sackboy will be interested. Gone very, very wide, he almost tries to enter the pit lane there, that's not quite the correct line, and yeah, goes over that curve, which will cause difficult traction up into turn 1, so he probably won't be able to make a move here. The pack spreading out slowly, but Villeneuve managed to stay on the back of Aichi, and Stevie not quite staying on DRS zone of a Geodude, so he's trying to use DRS to get closer. Lots and lots of penalties happening now as drivers get a bit more excited into the races, as they think they might get more points, as the top 3 all have penalties. Like I say, a Geodude might have been for a collision. If it was under the safety car and it's not his fault, could get removed, or if it's not severe. So Stevie will certainly want to keep with him. Does manage to keep DRS, which I'm very, very pleased about. Not close enough, of course, to make a move, as a Geodude has pretty much the same ERS as Stevie, so nothing really going on there. They're just staying with each other for now. Similar pace. As Boyman overtakes Toystar, who's having a tough race out there, but might have the switch back on Boyman here if he can get good traction out of this corner. A decent exit, but is it enough to send down the inside and around this corner? I'd probably say no. Unless Boyman gets out of shape, there'll be no overtakes here. Keeps it fairly clean, so I think that's the end of that one. Bit of a train forming in the middle of the pack, as the Ferraris, looking like another good performance for the Ferraris, currently P2 and P4. Villeneuve in a great position with no penalties. He'll be very pleased. Stevie sets the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:32.9. It'll be scaring a Geodude, but not doing laps much quicker than him, of course, but certainly scaring him to a mistake would be the idea, as Lee Webb gets very, very close to Sackboy. Probably be looking on the back straight to get by. Villeneuve does close in on Mercedes. Lost a little bit of time there. Yeah, quite a lot of time actually. Looking at it, there's a yellow flag. One of the Red Bulls has gone. Saitsi has spun seemingly on his own. Got very, very close to Shea Mabs on the exit. Takes out a couple of the brake boards in brake marker boards in frustration, as there appears to be some sort of overtake happening as Lee Webb gets past Sackboy. Very easy overtake in all fairness, as Sackboy not content with the 6 seconds worth of penalties once more, so decides to cut that corner. Villeneuve maybe losing touch a little bit to Aichi, having to use a lot of ERS, but so is Aichi. As Finals gets very, very close to Sackboy in a very high speed and dangerous area of the circuit. Probably won't send it up the inside around this corner. Good move. It's quite close to that curb, very, very unstable. That's a dangerous curve to be on, but well held. As he's getting very close to Sackboy and certainly wants to get there, to get that move done pretty quick. He's on the hard tyres, so should in theory be slower than Sackboy, but is seemingly faster. As we get back to the front end of the grid, the closest back of being Villeneuve on Aichi, as he stares at the back of that Mercedes for quite a good portion of this race now. Sackboy getting another penalty. It's now up to 9 seconds, so mission successful. Yeah, Villeneuve too far back here. Does have DRS, so he can stay within Aichi. Trying desperately to pull away, as Saitsi has spun again and has 20 seconds worth of penalties. Yeah, fair play is carrying on. You never know. 3 DNFs, he gets a point. So Villeneuve still behind the Mercedes. It's going to be that way for a long period of time, I'd say. Sackboy on the back of Lee Webb, not really that close. Shade Maps trying to recover from that earlier spin. Will be fuming, regardless of what happens. Either collision, it's never nice, obviously. Villeneuve a little bit closer this time, 6/10, and then this looks really the only battle that's below the second at the moment, so we'll stick with this one. It does have DRS, using ERS now. That fancies his chances up to turn 1, thinking let's surprise Aichi. Will he go around the outside? Well, we can dream. That would have been amazing, but impossible. Would have looked good. So Villeneuve used a little bit of ERS there, try and take him by surprise, but didn't quite work. Aichi does get a penalty though, so yeah, I mean he's probably got the position, but he wants to get past and catch his teammate Stevie up and be within that 3 seconds to take the P2 or even P1 if a Geodude keeps that 5-second penalty for the rest of the race. As Villeneuve looking a lot closer this time, using a bit of ERS. He's got DRS, will he send it down the inside? This is yeah, decides to back out of it. Very fair racing. He was on the line there of whether he could send it or not. I think if he did send it, he would have to put a lot of trust into Aichi to give him space. So yeah, a wise move. You don't want to break a front wing or DNF, so yeah, keep it on the track and in a good position at P4. Let's not waste it. As Vinrul's very close to Sackboy again. Sackboy seeming to struggle down the street. The first sector can't get away from Vinrul's. Vinrul's getting DRS and catching back up. But can't get the job done, so if he stays close within these next few sectors, he might get the job done next lap. Lots of penalties going on, so Vinrul's in a great position here as he's going down the inside. The Sackboy pits and gets a penalty for speed in the pit lane. Not sure why he'd be pitting unless he's got damage, but perhaps he has. So Villeneuve again, probably the 4th, 5th lap in a row, and much closer to Aichi this time, much closer. Aichi has saved a lot of ERS though, so could be a significant defence here. Let's see if Villeneuve can hold it together through this corner, carry the speed, take it wide, goes a little bit tighter than Aichi to get a better line onto the straight. A little bit of a lift on the throttle won't help, but yeah, DRS, ERS. Aichi not really defending. I think Villeneuve might get the move done here, trying to go around the outside. This is incredible stuff, as Aichi blatantly cuts the corner to keep that position. Unbelievable. Should really step aside and let Villeneuve through after that shambles of a corner cut, but probably won't do. We'll see if Villeneuve will be very unhappy that he's not managed to get past Aichi there. Aichi broke obviously far too late, cut the corner completely, kept the position, and Villeneuve still remains behind. It's Vinrul's again, close to driving. Oh, he's disconnected again. Oh no, I think he's disconnected again. What a shame. Yep, it's disconnected again. What a shame. He was doing so well. Ugh. So unfortunate. So, the battle of the day seems to be Villeneuve versus Aichi. Certainly a rivalry forming, I'd say, here, as yeah, gets ever closer, stays a bit of ERS that time. Similar levels, so they should be fairly even. So Villeneuve really needs to get a better exit to make sure of this move onto the DRS straight. He lifted a little bit. You know, the tyres will be wearing, of course, here, but he'll want to be going as flat as possible to get past. So take a bit of a wide line here. Aichi goes very wide, a bit tighter again, so he can keep the pace up. He has kept the pace up as he yelled like somewhere, but will stay with his battle because I think Villeneuve's going to get the job done here. Yeah, it goes down the inside. Aichi can't defend that at all. Well, I mean that's just a shambles. That's just well. So what happened there then? I mean, I think I said can't defend this at all and decides to try. Certainly not the cleanest round the outside, you'd think, and I think Villeneuve's probably got damage as a result, and Aichi goes through. This is just very disappointing for the Portuguese driver, especially seeing that yeah, Aichi fly through. Will either of them pit? Villeneuve not looking too bad. Probably lost a little bit of his front wing. Can't see much damage, so stays out. Won't be very happy with what Aichi's done there, I don't think. seemed to be the fault of the Mercedes driver. I think the move was pretty much done. And yeah, Aichi tries to send it around the outside. There's contacts. Possible Villeneuve ran wide, of course, and touched, and they both spun round, but it did look like the move was done, and Aichi came right back round, and they both Spinella. So we'll see. Villeneuve close again here as the intervals decide to go off again, but we can clearly see that Villeneuve quite close to Aichi. He'll be very cautious, I think, now going into this straight. I don't think he'll try it this time. He's not using ERS. I think he's a little bit further back this time as well. Yeah, we certainly want to get past that driver Stevie and the Geodude. There's a bit of a gap separating them now. I mean, they've got away from everyone else though, quite clearly after that spin from Aichi and Villeneuve. So that's pretty much gave these guys the first and second position. Which order will they be in? We don't know. Probably about 2 seconds between them if penalties stand. Boyman gets a penalty as well. Let's see what tyres everyone are on. I've forgotten. So this one's going to be starting to struggle. Going into wow, it's almost the end of the race already. I'm it's flown by. So Stevie trying to make up 7 tenths in 2 laps. Villeneuve again on the back of Aichi. This seems to be the battle of the day. There's not really much going on behind Boyman on lead. Webb could be a potential. But we'll stick with Villeneuve and Aichi for now. They've obviously got past form. As we go into the end of Sector 1, again Villeneuve will want a lovely exit into this as Verova is just ahead of these guys. I don't think Aichi's got DRS. He has 1.5 behind, so he hasn't. As Villeneuve is going to go for the move, or is he going to wait till the last lap? I think he's probably going to wait till the last lap, save all his ERS for the last lap, and give it one last push and try and get past him. There isn't much point though, in fairness. I mean, I'm going from an entertainment point of view more than anything for the fans. Any fans of Villeneuve want to see this overtake, but realistically, what's the point? He's probably got P3 in the bag. He just stays behind these guys, so yeah, we'll see. Of course, Verova going up to third after the spin of Aichi and Villeneuve from that contact, but will drop probably below both of them, but definitely below both of them, as it stands with his 11 seconds worth of penalties. So, as it stands then, a Geodude will win his first race of the season, with Stevie coming fairly close behind. Villeneuve going to take P3, followed by Aichi, and then Verova or Lee Webb. Probably Lee Webb. I don't know, Verova might drop down quite a lot. As Villeneuve gets past Aichi, completely missed that. I do apologise as Aichi tries to send one around the outside again on Villeneuve and spins. Well, what is it? Fernando Alonso said. I'm not sure. But I can't remember the driver's name. I think it was McLaren. No. Palmer, that was it. Palmer for Palmer. Anyway, Villeneuve's got by. He's yellow flag in sector 3. Someone going slowly, but they're right at the back anyway, so he's obviously completely given up his sights. He's trying to get himself disqualified for no apparent reason. As Boyman is going to try and send it on Lee Webb, perhaps, just for the entertainment spectacle. Lee Webb not going to defend, obviously, with Boyman's 9 seconds worth of penalties. Yeah, decides not to send it. No real point getting penalty points for no apparent reason. As Vinral's back in the lobby. Yeah, there's not really going to be any moves here, is there? So then the Geodude looking like he's going to win his first race of ERO. I believe. Certainly first race of the season. Congratulations to him. Great drive. Probably deserved a better result last week, but had a lot of disconnection issues. Crosses the line. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Great win as Stevie finishes 7 tenths behind because of penalties. Another good drive, solid drive from Stevie. Verova quite far behind. This pack will drop down the order as Villeneuve is guaranteed to get a podium. So double podium for Ferraris again. Quite a few times this season that's happened. Great result for those guys again. And will Lee Webb, yeah, jump Verova as he does yet. And Boyman just behind Verova's Isford. P7, no, Aichi P7, Istvod P8, and Toy Style, oh god, it's all going round everywhere, I'll start again. So Aichi P7, Vinrules ends P8, Toy Style P9, some good points for the AlphaTauri driver there, be pleased. Istvod P10, and Shade Maps just out of the points, be disappointed after that collision, I'm sure there'll be a briefing after that, a debrief of what's gone on there, I've no doubt. And Sackboy finishing, 17 seconds behind Shade Mavs as Saitzi gets disqualified for, let's be honest, being a moron. But there you go. Good race. Good race. Nest deck, obviously the the one that's been most disappointing after that race. Sending it into the wall midway through the race, just completely on his own. We'll see. So Geodude, again, congratulations. Takes the podium with 2 Ferraris next to him. Yeah, got a nice trophy to go with it as well. As celebrations continue with the Haas team, you don't see Haas on the podium very often. So, confirmation results then, Geodude in P1, Stevie P2, Riono P3, Lee Webb, good performance from him, P4, Varova P5, Boyerman P6, Aichi 7th. Vinrules 8th, despite disconnection issues throughout, so well done to him to sticking with it and keeping his head ready when his connection was going in and out, that's what you got to do. Toy Style, some decent points like I say, be happy to pick them up. Istvod rounding the points up there with Shade Mavs just out the points. Be very disappointed with that result after a strong start of the season. Nest deck, yeah, very unfortunate DNF, as with Maverick for that matter. Obviously got all them penalties and decided to go, and then Saitzi had been disqualified for getting absolutely millions and millions worth of time penalties for whatever he was doing at the end there. Not quite sure. So, thank you for joining us. That was round 5 of Season 7 for F5 Ero. I've been Jack Bailey, and see you next week.